Okay, friends, today is actually day 6 and it's morning. So, all kinds of things have happened that have thrown me off of my original plan, which was to shoot video every evening around 7:30. I was thinking that that would allow you to judge, to see my energy level and see how I am at the end of the day. Because that's really, it goes back to this chronic fatigue thing where, you meet people when you don't, I normally don't leave the house or meet people when I only do it when I'm at the top of my game, right? So when I've got the energy, then I go out and people see me and they say, you look fantastic. And nobody with chronic fatigue likes to hear that because, well, that's a whole long story in itself. But anyway, I thought it was a good idea to do this in the evenings, but a lot of times so here's what happened. Every 2 weeks I go riding. It's the only recreation I have in my life. And it's sort of bittersweet. I'm usually I'm in such a good mood afterwards for like sometimes more, always the rest of the day, but sometimes even the next day, just like on cloud 9. And I don't really understand why. And I say it's bittersweet because there's such a tremendous penalty for me to pay when I do any exercise. It used to be like 6 months or a year ago, I don't know how long, that I really was almost completely out of the game for the rest of the day. So, I mean, I would do really easy work that just didn't involve any thinking. Maybe I would quit early and just sit on the couch and watch TV the rest of the day. And then the next day I was still under the weather. I was still dysfunctional the next day. Things have gotten a lot better, and I'm actually experiencing kind of like a wired and tired feeling, like exhaustion after riding in the afternoon. I always come home and sleep or try to sleep after lunch. So I ride in the morning, sleep, eat, and then sleep. And now I'm starting to experience kind of like I'm hyper and exhausted at the same time in the afternoons. And I think that's a good sign that I'm healing and recovering. And anyway, so on day 4, I rode in the morning. Thank God I told my riding instructor about my lemonade diet, and she offered to fetch the horse, which involves walking across a long field and a big field to get the horse. And I said, no, I'll come with you. Thanks, I appreciate it. That will help me a lot, and I'll just, I'll take it easy and just walk with you. But I got like a quarter of the way, and then I decided I'm gonna hang out here and I'll wait for you. I didn't think, I took it easy. I thought I would probably just walk, but I ended up trotting, and I didn't canter, didn't have, I knew that I needed to save some energy for the rest of the day, and anyway, it went well. What normally happens, and I can't really explain this too well, but so I'm very depleted the rest of the day, and my kids seem to sense this, like that the law is out of commission or something, and it just seems like every time I push myself to my limits, my kids see it, and maybe not consciously, but they take advantage of it. And my wife sees it, and she sees my condition, and she sees like things getting out of control with the kids, and it just puts a lot of stress on the family. Meanwhile, I'm kind of in I'm still on in a great mood because I've had this lift. Okay, I'm going way too deep into this. Anyway, I did get through riding on the lemonade. I drank lemonade halfway through, and it went really well. But as far as I could never shoot video in the evening, I could not have shot the video in the evening because I was just really crushed. That's normal though, so I don't read too much into that. Anyway, you get to see me in the morning now, and you can see how much more energetic I am. I could never have set up a second camera. I could never have done that in the evening because it takes too much brain power and energy. And as far as my appearance, I just want you to know that I normally don't have long hair, and I normally have short hair, and I'm clean shaven. I decided to not shave until the cleanse is over. I don't know why, just having fun with that. My wife doesn't like the beard, so it's a nice excuse to do what I want. So let's see. The hair. I'm also letting my hair grow for my next hair test. I'm going to see Morley Robbins. I'm going to have a consultation with him about my copper toxicity. I've had copper toxicity for as long as I've been doing hair testing. Record-breaking copper levels in the frequent dose chelation forum. I have the high score. I don't think anyone has ever come in with a higher copper score than me. So I've been working on reducing copper for years, and there's a good story there too, because if you look up copper toxicity personality, my personality fits it to a T. This is Dr. Wilson. It's crazy stuff, but if you read it, it's like every point, and it seems like when I recover, when I'm no longer copper toxic, my personality might be completely different. I might be, first of all, if you look at my genetics, it could be very athletic. I could be a jock, and I could be a jerk. Seems like my copper makes me sensitive and sensitive and emotional, and I don't know what. That reminds me, coming home from riding, it's just turned. Spring is here, and it just hit. Everything's green. I roll the windows down. I'm driving down a dirt road in the country with fields and in front of me, farms and fields, and snow on the Rockies in the background. I'm gonna put some video in so you can see this. But I got the radio on, and I just felt this moment of joy, and I started crying, just burst into tears. I didn't really know why, and I thought, well, I must be going through detox. The lemonade's doing its job, because I know that I always associate that those emotional, that weepiness with detox. So let's see. That was day 4. Day 5. Let's see. I got some notes here. Things to talk about. People on the master cleanse can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds a day, and I am losing that weight. I'm down to my pretty much close to college, maybe high school, graduating from high school, college, those years. And first time I've had a flat stomach in 7, 8 years probably. I'm used to having 10, 12 pounds of padding around my waist, and it's gone now. So I'm pretty excited about that, happy about it. Might have to start drinking more lemonade to keep my weight up as I walk down this path. the toxins. I've had a closer look at what I've been calling the slime mold biofilm, and I've discovered something really interesting. It is some more, sometimes it comes out in pieces and you can't really tell what shape its original shape. Well, I got a look at some pieces that were not all broken up, and a lot of it is like a sausage case, right? Like, the thing when they make sausage, they take I guess it's pig intestine or something, and they stuff meat in it, right? Well, what's coming out is looks just like a sausage casing, and it is sometimes it's like that long, and I think it's coming from the small intestine because of its shape. It's straight, right? It's not like, I know if you've ever seen mucoid plaque, it's the large intestine is the colon has really strange shape to it. And it's larger. So I'm really confident that this is coming out of my small intestine. And what that means is my small intestine is covered with slime. And of course, if it's covered with slime, it can't absorb the nutrition from my food. And the slime is toxic, so what it is absorbing is toxins from the slime. So I'm really excited that I'm clearing that stuff. The only thing that is discouraging is that when I think about, your intestines are 35 feet long. And when I think about, the colon is 5 feet long, right? So, you have like roughly 30 feet of small intestine, which means that I probably have buckets and buckets and buckets of this slime that's still got to come out. I mean, I've been cleansing for a long time, and maybe some of it's clean, maybe half of it's clean. Maybe I've got 10, 15 feet more to go. I don't know. Who knows? So, let's see, what else? This is really important, I think. Day 5 and day 6, I've noticed that my bloating is going down significantly. So the way I know this is just looking at my hands, my fingers. They're usually swollen, and this goes back again as far as my recent memory. Years and years and years. It's been the thing that's made me more, maybe next to my fatigue, possibly the second most aggravating thing that I have to deal with, because it causes, I think it's a big factor in my RSI, or repetitive strain injury. I can't type because of the pain in my tendons in my hands, and it always, when my bloating increases, that the RSI is always worse. And so if I went, I used to hike outside, in the mountains, and I don't do it anymore because the penalty was like I couldn't function in my job because of the hiking. But anyway, when I did, as soon as it was very temperature dependent, so 10 minutes into my walk, I would be, my bloating, my fingers and ankles and just my whole body felt like I was swelling up. And anyway, past 2 days, I've noticed a really dramatic decrease in bloating, and that's very exciting. I think so. This ties back into the master cleanse and the slime coating on my small intestine. In that, I think that if you have a gut infection like I do, if your gut's full of fungus or parasites or bacteria. I think they all probably create leaky gut. So, they attach to the intestine wall, and they penetrate it, so that when you eat, you end up your food ends up larger particles, undigested food ends up going through the intestine wall and into your bloodstream, and you develop allergies to your food, and that's possibly a big source of inflammation and bloating and so forth. So not eating probably is helping reduce inflammation in my body and the bloating. What else do I have to talk about? Supplements. I'm not following the Master Cleanse by the book because I'm continuing to take my supplements, and I've researched this, and it's not recommended to take supplements, or I think the ideal is to stop taking anything you can. And I plan to try to taper off as soon as I see that I'm no longer passing yucky stuff. As soon as the biofilm tapers off, I'm going to try to stop. I'm going to try to taper off the supplements. I don't know if you can tell, but my energy is starting to diminish a lot now. So kind of struggling to get through this, and I start to get loopy and talk in circles. But I'm going to keep going because we're almost there. So the supplement issue will be. I take 30 milligrams of hydrocortisone a day, which is almost complete replacement. Some people say it's way too little for a man, that men need probably 40 milligrams a day. So it's sort of debatable, but I would have to experience really a radical recovery in the next 10 days to allow me to stop the hydrocortisone. I'm also taking fish oil and choline in addition to a lot of minerals and vitamins. But I mentioned the fish oil and the choline because that's oil, and it's like food, right? So it's very small. I think it's a small quantity relative to what I used to eat. I mean, in my meals. But the reason that I'm hesitant to stop my supplements early in my cleanse is that I've gotten a lot of mileage out of my DNA testing through 23andMe, and all of my supplements are targeted to genetic flaws related to methylation and detoxification. And the one that might be the most important is the choline, because I have a PEMT flaw, which causes, and it's very common, so 30% of the population has it, and if you have it, you need something like 30% more choline in your diet than the average person. If you don't get it, and they've tested this, if you don't get your something like a minimum of 3 grams of choline a day, you get fatty liver disease very quickly. So they did studies where they removed choline from participants' diets, and they found that within something like 3 or 4 weeks, these people, the participants, developed liver disease. And since your liver is responsible for detox, it's really important to keep your liver functioning during a cleanse like this, if you're somebody with a lot of toxicity. So I'm going to try to keep taking choline at least until I feel like I might be 80% of the way through my detoxification, gut detox, because I know the heavy metals are still going to be there. And that is my end goal, is to, of course, my end goal is to be healthy and live normally, but function normally. But I know to get there that I need to clean out my gut so that I can tolerate chelation. Still lots more to talk about. But I'm really at the end of I'm at my limit now. So I'm gonna save some more things for subsequent videos. So this was day 4 through 6. Today's day 6, and I feel super encouraged. I'm already planning for my wife and daughter, who also have chronic illnesses, to go on the master cleanse after I show them how it's done, and how remarkable it can be. So thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and you'll help me eventually make a real documentary about chronic illness and and healing. So over and out.